Hey everybody, I'm back, and today I have for you a swatch party of the Give Me Glow brand. I made my first purchase from this brand on Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday weekend, and I decided to share with you. This has been a brand on my to try list for a few months now, so I thought, hey, while they're having a sale, why not do the ordering thing? I did order from quite a few brands during that long weekend following Thanksgiving, so I will be sharing those with you as well, so stay tuned for those. But today I will just share with you my Give Me Glow ones. So I bought this huge empty palette. This is one of like their defected palettes. So like there's like scratches and missing bits and pieces from the foiling of it. There's just some damage here and there. Like there's not broken, but smashed a little bit on the corners, and there's some bits and bobs around here along the edges that aren't perfect. So that's why this was on sale. I think this is just on sale for usual. So this was $10. I think. I don't know how much this usually retails for. I did put all of my Give Me Glow singles that I bought in here, and then I also have some. This is my Davina one that I bought from Black Friday, which I will go talk about those later, so I'll hide these. But these are all the Give Me Glow ones I bought. I only bought 13, which seems like a lot. I know. I have no justification for that. But I have been trying to kind of add to my matte side of my single shadow, since I bought a crap ton of shimmers, and I bought more shimmers from two other brands that I made purchases from on that long weekend. So I decided to just buy mostly mattes. I did buy one shimmer from Give Me Glow, and I already swatched that and like 3 of the mattes before filming this because I couldn't help myself when I'm putting them in this palette. And I have mixed feelings on the shimmer, so I'll get to that. But I'll just like kind of get into it. All of the shades came in this little envelope. I threw out the rest of them. I just kept the one. There's plastic on the front and on the back. And just a little flappy, and then they are just loose in here. There's no extra envelope in the envelope. And this ships out of Texas, I believe. That's cool. I'll just kind of talk about this. I know it's not like the perfect palette, but I will say I wish that this had a stronger magnetic pull, or maybe one more magnet in here. There's only 2. I just realized this. There's only 2 spots that are magnetized on here, and it only has 2 magnets at the top, like one here and one here. And I just really wish that there was maybe one more in the center to help with the sturdiness of the closing of it. But these, I should like kind of have it like this, otherwise be like, these are my shadows that I bought. I will insert swatches of them at the end, just so I can rattle off all of these and kind of tell you a brief like first impressions of the ones I did already swatch. So I'll start into it. I'll start with the shimmer first. I kind of put these in color-ish order after I did it by texture. So this bright yellow shimmer is called Going Bananas. It is really beautiful, and there's not a lot of primary yellow shimmers out there on the market, at least I don't think. Most of them either lean very gold or are just straight gold. So to find a true yellow shimmer is pretty cool. I think only a few other indie brands have a true yellow shimmer. But I will say, swatching this, I didn't really like it that much. On just dry skin, it was kind of chunky and not super shiny like I would prefer it. It is a beautiful color, 100% beautiful color, but it's not as shiny as their, swatches made it seem, which is marketing. Stretch the truth just a little bit. But it was kind of like chunky, and not chunky in a good way, and not very shimmery or shiny. But that might be I might feel differently once I actually put it on my eye, where I would have like a primer and possibly a glitter glue to see if I can get the max shiny out of it. But so far, nice color, lackluster on the shimmery shiny bits. The shiny front. Next shade I bought is a matte, or the rest of these are mattes. One actually has a little bit of like a shimmer, but I'm guessing that's to help with texture and blendability. But the first matte I have here is Whiskey. Mainly bought it for the name. I'm a fan of whiskey, mostly in cocktails though. I can't drink whiskey straight. Anywho, this is just a mid-tone brown that pulls very kind of orange, and it's a very warm mid-tone brown. I don't have a lot of neutrals, but I bought this because the name. Anywho, this is one of the ones I swatched too, and it does swatch pretty nice. I think it might be like a tiny patchy bit, but I didn't really get much of a swatch on my hand when I initially did this, because it's just kind of like an out of the blue kind of swatch. I did swatch this next shade. This one is Peach Snow Cone, which is just a really light kind of pastel-y peach. Excuse me. Online it showed very like a vibrant pastel, and I was looking for a pastel like orange and pink to kind of show up on me, because pastel oranges and pinks don't show up on me, and most yellows do not show up on me. I don't know. So when I got this, I kind of was a little let down, because I'm like, oh, there's no way that this is going to show up on me. This is so close to like the same level of skin tone that I am. Like, there's no way. So I swatched it, and whew, I was impressed with how this swatched. It was so smooth and so vibrant and bright for being kind of a lighter shade, and I could like bring that swatch all the way across my hand, and I didn't have a lot on my finger, so I was very impressed with that. Oh, it's called an Ultra Matte Pressed Single Pan. This one they all are Ultra Matte, okay. But I was very impressed with how this swatched and how the color actually showed up on my skin. It is more vibrant than it looks in pan, so that was cool. This next shade is Mango Margarita. It is just like a cheesy dust kind of orange color. I really like that. It is very similar to one of the shades from the Sugar Pill Fun Size palette. The other shade I did swatch is Orange Soda Pop, and this is just a true mid-tone orange. It's pretty bright, and it did swatch pretty well too. I think this one is very similar to the orange in the Zulu palette from Jivia's Place. Next shade I have is Punchline, and it is a kind of light coral. This next shade I'm very excited for. It's Bubblegum. It's just this bright Barbie pink, Polly Pocket pink matte shade. It is so cool. I'm super hyped to swatch it and wear it, because I think this is just really fun. I'm super hyped. That one's probably the one I'm most excited for, along with one other shade. This one is Flamingo, and it is just a bright magenta, or deep magenta. Yeah, a little bit more red than like purple magenta. This actually looks very similar to the pink in the Jivia's Place Zulu palette. Now that I look at it, that looks very similar. The next two shades are very similar, so I'll just show them side by side right now. So this is Dream House, and this one is Raspberry Cheesecake. See here, they look very similar too. Dream House is this one has like a little bit of the shimmer in it, while Raspberry Cheesecake is like a true matte. This Dream House is slightly more like reddish pink, while Raspberry Cheesecake pulls a little more purple. But for all intents and purposes, these are the same frickin' shade. They looked more different online. Did they? In my mind, I want to say they look more different online, but together they look super identical. So I will swatch these two next to each other as well, because look at that. They look the frickin' same. Why do I do that to myself? Drunk on that consumerism Kool-Aid. There's like a slight difference that I can see, but I feel like it's not enough to justify purchasing. I have the same feelings with some of the shades I have that I ordered from Davina too. They look super similar, and like they're a little different, but not different enough to justify having both. So we'll see in swatches, and we'll see on how they apply. The next shade is the other shade that I was the most excited for, and it's this purple. It's Electric Purple. It's just a nice pastel purple. I'm super hyped for this. I love pastel purples. I love purples in general. That's probably one of my favorite colors. Purples and pinks are the shades I generally gravitate to. So then when I try to go out of my comfort zone and buy like blues and greens, I end up buying the same kinds of blues and greens. So I just kind of fall into a rut, but it's not my usual rut. It's a hell of a thing. This next shade is Wink, and it's a periwinkle shade, or a cornflower blue maybe. This looks very similar to a couple other shades I own now that I look at it, so I will swatch them next to it too. Like there's one shade from the Blush Tribe Layla 2 palette, and then there's the shade in the Sugar Pill Fun Size palette, and then one of the Menagerie colors I have looks very similar to this, so I will swatch that with all of those if I remember. And the last shade I bought is Limeade. This one I was very excited for, but when I got it, I'm a little let down. I expected this to be a brighter, more lime green than kind of like a medium or a deep light green. This one looks like Electric from Menagerie, so I'm going to swatch those next to each other and see how they compare, along with maybe one or two other greens I own, just to see how they compare to each other. It's still really pretty green, but I was kind of expecting it to be a little bit brighter. Once again though, I didn't swatch any of these, so I don't know if they will be brighter than they show, or darker or whatnot. So I actually want to swatch Dream House and Raspberry Cheesecake next to each other right now. One feels drier for I don't know, they feel about the same. So this is what they look like on my fingers. Dream House, Raspberry Cheesecake. They look different on my fingers. But once again, I don't think they look different enough to justify. There's definitely a difference in texture and blending. Look at that. Whoa. Raspberry Cheesecake definitely is a nicer swatch. For sure. Like, this one is Dream House. It's definitely patchier, while Raspberry Cheesecake is much smoother looking and nicer looking. So let me just fix that. Well, Dream House builds decently, but it's still a little patchy in swatch. But here they are next to each other. They look freaking identical, essentially. Like, there's a slight difference, but not enough to justify having both. So I will say, if you're stuck, even blending them out, Dream House is a little bit more reddy toned, while Raspberry Cheesecake is a little more purple. But for all intents and purposes, on your eye is going to look identical. So there's no point in owning both of them. So if I had to recommend either of these based on first impression and first swatching impression, I would choose Raspberry Cheesecake. That one's the nicer one. I will get use out of Dream House for sure, but that one just is not as nice. And this one has like the shimmer particles in it that I thought would help with the texture and blending of it, but it builds up a little bit on itself pretty okay. But Raspberry Cheesecake, I think, is where it's at, y'all. Wow, that one is great. It's kind of like Raspberry Cheesecake is a little more neon-ish, but definitely pulls more purple, while Dream House pulls more red. But really, once you blend them into your eye with whatever look, I'm sure they'll look the same. So just go with Raspberry Cheesecake. And just for the hell of it, I'm going to swatch Bubblegum because I'm really excited and intrigued. She is hella light. Oh, but that will totally show up. This is a nice pastel pink. Okay, that's kind of like exactly what I wanted. A bright pastel pink. There she is. Not the greatest swatch, obviously, but dang. Yo, that's exciting. I really want, because it's pastel, but it's still really bright. Or it's really bright, but it's a pastel. I'm excited about that one. Whew. Ha ha, super excited about Bubblegum. Wow. While we're here, I might as well swatch Electric Purple. I'm really excited about that one too. That is definitely pastel. That reminds me of another shade from the Blush Tribe palette. So I might swatch those next to each other as well. Ooh, pretty nice. And I also might compare that to Planchette in the Creepy Cute palette. So there's the purple. Can we see her? Kind of. Not really. Well, I see her. And that's what it reminds me of. It kind of reminds me of those. So I'll swatch those next to it too. So besides just initially swatching these, I might add some comparison swatches to this video as well. Y'all know I'm going to swatch Limeade because I'm stupid. And I can't help it. Limeade is kind of letting me down a little bit. It does look more lime-ish, I guess, in swatch. But it does look near identical to Menagerie's Electric. So now I have a mess on my hands. Woo! But I'm excited. I will insert the swatches here. That'll do her. That is my Give Me Glow haul and swatches and such, my little swatch party kind of thing. I'm really into purple and green together lately. As you can tell, I have green hair and I have purple all over my eyes. But I'm so excited about actually trying these on my eyes and playing with them, especially kind of comparing them and whatnot. So far, most of them that I've touched now, I think I touched like half of them now. I touched over half of them now, and I'll say most of them feel pretty decent. A little dry, but not bad dry. There's only Dreamhouse felt kind of like, ooh, not good. But all the other ones felt average, I would say, on the dry scale. Pretty creamy. Yeah, okay, I would say they're pretty creamy overall. Maybe just a little dry. Not the creamiest mattes that I've touched, but you know, they're not super dry, except for Dreamhouse. That one felt not pleasant. But then again, I don't apply matte shadows with my fingers, so I guess it doesn't really matter as long as it applies well with brush. So I'm hyped, I'm excited. If you'd like to see me do some looks with these, like a one brand kind of look, I would totally be down to try it. I might just do it anyways, even if no one else wants to see it. If you've bought anything from Give Me Glow, please let me know down below and tell me your favorite shades, or if I heard that their highlighters are pretty poppin'. So if you've tried any of their highlighters, please let me know how you feel about them down below as well. But definitely let me know your favorite shades from them, and maybe I'll check them out at another time. If they're having another sale or not, I don't know. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'm just satisfied with what I have now. And that'll do her. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the rest of my Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Small Business Saturday haul swatch party videos. I did buy from two small businesses that aren't makeup related, and I'm still going to post them because I'm really excited about them. So you'll see that video too, but I will put them together since they're not as interesting, I guess, for most people right now, but for me, I'm really excited about them. I got one here already I'm so excited about. They're so sick, but they're not makeup related, so I'm going to exclude them from sharing them with makeup related things. So I'll just put those two together because I don't think it's enough to have two separate videos for those two. But all my makeup orders are definitely enough to have a separate video, as you can tell, because I've been talking for an eternity. So thank you so much for watching. If you would like, subscribe to me, follow my social media. I am on Instagram. I post nonsense on that, but it's fun nonsense. And stay tuned for the rest of my long weekend, too much spending weekend hauls. Thank you so much. Bye.